Shout out to my boy Trent, Dale, Isabel, Emmanuel. Who else am I missing? That's it for now.
Yes.
Like, no matter what, you're not getting, Ian, what about, no, we're not doing that because I'm doing this right now. And I don't have that ability whatsoever.
Right.
I mean, I'm fluid, but he's going.
So now that she's 16, she just took it a couple of nights ago, and hers is actually words of affirmation.
Hey guys, if it's crazy,
All right, go now.
Get out of there! Oh my God! Hey guys, welcome to the Family Mess. I'm Noah, and have a nice day. Good God!
I love the Family Mess. Oh
Welcome to the Family Mess. I'm your host, Ian, and this is my wife and co-host, Natalie. The Family Mess, the podcast about life with kids and all things adulting. Let's talk. Natalie, how are you?
Ian,
Beautiful.
don't try to butter me up this morning. I ain't got time. I am having bad allergies. It's been a rough week.
We've had a rough week. No, dead this week. Just both of us dead this week. Kids, my God, I don't know where to start first.
Allergies.
Natalie is getting old. Listen why. Because I'm the one that has asthma and allergies, and I'm taking care of this like a man, you know, taking medicine. Natalie's dying in the bed every day and night. Can't even do nothing. Sneezing, coughing. All the toilet paper tissues gone.
And it is allergies because it's all clear. So
I told you it was allergies.
I'm not contagious. So
I told you it was
contagions that are going around.
Man, I told you it was allergies. You gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, I'm hoping I recover because I got my my cruise coming up.
Are you gonna go on that cruise with that virus out there?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going on the cruise.
I think you should. Don't listen to none of your friends. Listen, you
know,
ain't gonna get sick.
My friend texted me yesterday. She's like, Nat, I don't think you should be going on that cruise with that virus going around. And I'm just thinking like, I don't know. I may go. I don't know.
I think the media has, I'm not saying the virus isn't bad, but I think the media really is blowing a lot of this out of proportion, and they're putting people into a panic.
It's very true because with the flu, more people die from the flu than they have died from the coronavirus.
And who do we have in the studio today?
We have our special guest. We have a guest that Ian brought in today.
Oh, this is
Ian's
my guest.
friend. Yes. Not my family. It's one of Ian's longtime friends.
I feel
Ian,
special
introduce your friend to everybody.
This should I call you your Instagram name? Rida?
It's Rida.
Well, her name on Instagram or Facebook is Rida. We've known each other for
a long time, since 8th grade. Middle school.
It's since sixth grade in Millwee.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long it's been. Can you believe this?
That's a throwback.
Yes.
That's a long. I don't know anybody that long. How many friends do you have you've known that long in middle school? Well, I shouldn't ask you.
I have quite a few.
I was about to say I shouldn't ask you because you know everybody.
I do.
That's not fair.
Because I grew up around here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now with Facebook, of course, and stuff, so I know a lot of people.
But you know what? I do. I wish I did see a lot more people I grew up with still.
Mm-hmm.
It does make you feel comfortable when you see them around town and stuff. You're like, oh, you're still here.
It's very true.
But man, as we get older, man, it just disappears more and more.
But you're right, though, Natalie, with Facebook, it really makes it easier to stay in contact with people. And yeah, I've connected. I think that's how exactly.
Yeah, that's how well, Facebook is the devil. And so as it does, it brings you in contact with everybody. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know.
It's got its pros and cons.
Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse.
I mean, we're going to the What the F reunion tonight.
Oh, yeah, our 25
Did you see that, Rita?
I did not.
Yeah. What?
I missed it.
I told her I mentioned it earlier about the reunion.
Yeah,
I'm
going. It's going to be at the Hourglass tonight. So I'm gonna try to be a dork. And
of course, Ian's going to go. He always goes to all the high school stuff. I got to see everybody. Everybody knows Ian, the goofy guy.
Nobody knows me away from.
Ian was the lone black soccer player. Everybody knew you, Ian.
I was awesome. Okay, don't
in your
hate.
Own mind, you were awesome.
There was barely any black players really at that time.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what helps you to be known. That's not a bad thing. It is what it is.
But you know what's crazy now? If you look at these soccer teams, there's black players.
Sure.
In high school teams now, soccer's a thing. Like it's not. Oh, soccer's
before
boring.
it was like a Caribbean thing, kind of before.
Well, before, not even a Caribbean thing. It just wasn't even. No one even cared about it.
Well, I'm saying as a
right.
black person who played, it was a Caribbean thing because most black people who are from America, they don't play basketball and football.
Well, yeah,
in the Caribbean, soccer,
they're from
football
Europe.
is
they're
a
probably
big
from
thing.
Europe or South America or the Caribbean. Yeah, that's correct.
That's where soccer is more popular.
That is correct. Yeah, but yeah, that's yes, I was the only black lone guy, and the water polo team too. Don't forget that I played water polo. If Ryan Boulay is listening right now, yes, I played with him. and I sucked.
Call the man out like that.
I didn't call it. It's a good thing.
No, but
name names.
I
forgot. I shouldn't be naming names unless I get permission first.
There you go.
My bad.
Maybe you can edit out the boule and just say Ryan.
I'm gonna call him like I called your name in the podcast today. Take it or leave it. That's it. I'm not gonna.
Oh, that's so funny. I know when I met you though, you were the quiet, shy.
Yeah, I was.
Really?
Oh,
kid
yes.
in the corner.
You know, I'm really still that shy person. Just because I sound like I'm confident doesn't mean I really am on the inside.
Oh, you're a faker.
That's right. Because you got to fake it to make it sometimes. You do. I mean, you can't sit there and let that stop you.
Right.
You know, from doing what you need to do to be successful. So,
Okay,
I do prefer to be alone most of the time, but I know I can't because Natalie won't allow it.
What the heck?
Because then we go further apart in our relationship
gosh.
if I remain too lonely.
That's funny.
That is funny. That sounds crazy.
Doesn't it sound crazy?
He is not an introvert by any means.
I am an introvert.
You. He is not.
I am.
Ian,
I just like talking to people.
That's an extrovert.
Oh, no,
you
I'm
get
not
your energy from talking.
No,
excited.
Well, I'm a mixture between the two. I'm a blend. You know what I'm saying? Can't you be a blend?
A hybrid,
yes,
if you will.
I'm a blend because really I prefer. Like when I went to Colorado by myself. Remember for like a week.
You didn't even want to go. I had to force you to go.
That's an introvert thing, not wanting to go by myself. See, right? Extroverts just go by themselves. They go travel by themselves. They do everything by themselves. Introverts don't want to go and be alone by themselves. Wait, that doesn't make sense. They do. See,
I was like, actually, they do. Introverts want to be alone.
I don't know what the hell I am right now.
You're confused. I guess you're a confused hybrid.
Oh man! Don't give her 5.
We were agreeing on your
5.
problems.
Oh,
but it's all good though. So I don't know. But hold on, back to my virus thing though. So Rita, what do you think? Should I go on this cruise? Do you think I should go?
Yeah, where is the cruise going to?
I'm going to Mexico for 5 days. It's like a real estate cruise. I've been looking forward to it for like 8 months. It's really on my mind.
Don't be a punk ass. Just go.
I really do agree. I think you should go. I think it's something you shouldn't let this hold you back because honestly, it's not a matter of if this is going to become a problem. It's when.
Right.
So all you can do is just be safe and be mindful.
Somebody on the cruise already has this virus.
Right. But I'm just going, she just said, be mindful. And that's something that you're here to talk about today, right? Is having a certain mindset. And I appreciate your thoughts on the virus thing because I know how you are with mindset and changing lives and all that kind of stuff. You want to tell us a little bit about, yourself and
yes,
and what you want to talk about today?
Thank you. I want to thank you both for inviting me on the podcast. My name is Rida Bakhsh, as Ian said. I am a certified life coach and a motivational speaker. And so I really help my clients with crushing those self-limiting beliefs that we've been told, a lot of falsities growing up, and really achieving those next level goals.
Man, when you talk, I feel happy.
Maybe you need to sign up.
I'm hearing her talking. I'm like, my gosh, she just sounds so. What is it?
I appreciate that.
My goodness.
I like her. I've never met her before till this morning, but
really?
I like her. And she's a very pretty lady. I just want to tell you that.
I appreciate
and you have a beautiful
that.
smile. I was talking to her and I was like, oh my gosh, she's cool. Like,
I
told her half my life in like 10 minutes.
You know what? Your smile is what gets you a lot of people. Is your smile. Because no, I'm telling you, when you smile, I've been told this too. When you smile, people gravitate towards you because the smile is something special. And not everybody does it, And so it comes natural for some people and some people it doesn't.
This is true.
Some have the RBF, so.
My husband suffers from that.
He's got RBF out.
He totally suffers from that.
Man.
He's such a nice guy, good-hearted, great personality, but people will tell me throughout the years after they get to know him.
Is he mad?
They'll say, man, your husband's actually a nice guy. He's like, what does that mean?
But his pictures make him look like Thug Life, right?
I said, it's that face.
RBF.
I don't know. It's resting. It's active.
Yeah. Oh, that is funny.
I don't know. But it's true, though. Some people say, too, that your smile is your business card.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I mean, so, continue. I'd like to hear more about
so one of the things,
your focus here.
Thank you, that I work with my clients a lot about is that, especially as we age, right, we start to believe the falsities that we were told. So the way that we were brought up. So Natalie,
Definitely.
right, you were brought up in a Jamaican household, West Indian Caribbean, as was I.
As was I.
As was Ian.
Crazy.
And so anybody else.
Caribbean connection up in here.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. We're wearing a big C on our shirts.
Right.
Caribbean.
That's right.
But in doing that, I mean, our culture is very different, right? So I did a couple of speeches about, growing up West Indian and what that meant for me. you're around a lot of, partying and a lot of, alcoholism even at a very young age.
Yes.
And sometimes we use the recycled lessons we learned from our parents as the blueprint on how to live our lives. Yeah. And so we keep doing this perpetual cycle, and we're limited by our brains to think what we've always thought.
Correct.
So
That's a bold statement.
Yes,
there.
repeat that again.
Say that again.
Yes.
Damn.
We are limited by our brains to think what we've always thought. So that's where I come in, a life coach, whether it be me or someone else. I implore everyone to, explore that option, because a life coach can come in and help challenge your perspective and challenge your mindset. And then so that you can look at things differently, because changing your paradigm will ultimately change your life. I wholeheartedly believe that.
I would tend to agree. Man, I need to talk to you.
You want to tell us a little bit about your background and stuff at all?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, my family is from Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad.
In the Caribbean.
Music.
Yes. So I've been in Florida, since 1987. So I've essentially grown up here.
Yeah.
I'm married, 2 kids. And, it's quite interesting because my whole, my jam is mindset. It's all about the brain and challenging your mind to push beyond these self-limiting beliefs. And so it's a funny story, Natalie, that you might find interesting. My son is 11. And so on the way to school, that's our personal time. And I talked to him about all of this stuff. I talked to him about the primitive brain and the prefrontal cortex and how those two differ. He had to write a speech, and his speech in 6th grade was about the prefrontal cortex and how his brain isn't fully developed yet. So when parents actually get frustrated at children for not making the right decisions, it's because that part of their brain isn't fully developed.
Oh, I guess that's...
So we're giving them an excuse this early?
We are. Yes, girl, because science is backing them up.
Yeah, that's definitely me.
So when he jumps off the couch, I can say, Samuel, I know your prefrontal cortex is not quite developed yet, so it's okay.
And he's going to look at you like you're crazy with his big eyes.
It's actually quite interesting, though, because, it's not fully developed till we're, 25. They're even saying close to your 30s.
Really?
That is true.
It's very true.
And especially in men, too, as far as boys to men. They develop even slower than women do and girls.
What is this part of the brain responsible for? Again, I think you just mentioned about for boys. I mean, what does it do?
So just really quickly, so there's the primitive brain, right? That's our main part of the brain that starts early. I call it the toddler brain. Okay. So that part of the brain likes instant gratification. It seeks pleasure and avoids pain.
Like Fortnite.
That part of the brain keeps you binge watching Netflix all day, right? Because it's comfortable.
It's primitive. It's easy.
It's primitive and it's easy.
And it comes natural.
Exactly. So it's comfort, right?
I like that.
So the prefrontal cortex is our more sophisticated side of the brain. That's the type of, or that part of the brain that takes a little bit longer to develop, but it's so much more mature. It allows us to plan outside of what's natural. So that's the one that's pushing you to maybe go to college or to maybe get that degree. Or, even starting this podcast, it's something different. Maybe it wasn't something natural that, oh, hey, I'm just going to do this.
It was not natural.
Right. So you push yourself kind of outside of that comfort zone.
Interesting. I never even thought about that part of the brain being responsible for those decisions that we make. It
has to do with logic, reasoning.
Wow. So that part of the brain separates a lot of us.
And urges.
In society. Oh, yes.
Urges is a big one because, sometimes we want to feed into that instant gratification back to the primitive brain.
Oh, I see. So that's all part of it.
So wait a minute. So
Uh-oh.
So this morning.
Here we go.
Miss Rita bought in some donuts to our house.
Oh, here we go.
I did. I was trying to be a good guy.
She brought donuts, which, we usually, my kids don't get donuts. I was like, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
I wasn't mad at the donut. I actually
hold on. Well, we finished, though. So,
this is going to be good.
So you bought the donuts. And so when by the time I get to the donut box and I open the donut box, there's 2 donuts. And I didn't see anyone else touch the donut box.
Donut ninjas were in the house.
So I'm like, oh, there's 2 left. Well, my younger one, I said, oh, you can have that one. And so Ian comes out a few minutes later. He's like, what happened to all the donuts? And I'm like, well, there was only 2 donuts. And I gave him one. He's like, no, there wasn't. And I said, well, Rita, how many donuts did you bring? 6. I said, 6? Well, what happened to the other 4 donuts? My child's prefrontal cortex was not working properly, or it's not fully developed yet.
He doesn't give a damn.
And he said he was hungry, so he ate 3. This is the kicker, though. He ate 3 donuts before I saw the 2 left. And then I gave him one, and he gladly took it. And 4 ate, so he had donuts. 4 donuts.
Right.
So
no, wait, that 1, 2, 3.
It's 4.
No, that's did Noah? No, did Noah get
got
one?
one.
Okay,
Noah
so
got
yeah,
one.
so yeah, he ate 4 donuts.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, but now when you say all this,
Makes sense.
yes, because that's that instant gratification.
Yeah.
He was a little hungry.
He's not even thinking.
He
He
hadn't
just-
he hadn't eaten breakfast yet either. So I
No.
will give him.
Yeah.